but presumably the good news stories would be big trade deals. I mean, we've done all these lots of trade deals, Mark Garney, which is obviously replicating as an individual country what the EU had with the countries in question, and from everything from Albania to Japan. But none of the deals that would be transformative. You know, we haven't got the India deal, we haven't got China deal, we haven't got the Australia deal, we haven't got the US deal. You know, why were these not, as your boss likes to talk about, oven ready?
Well, we are moving on. I mean, we're working on the US deal, the New Zealand, the CPTPP, and Australia. And the Japan deal was slightly better than the JIPA deal, which was done between Japan and the European Union, and sort of slightly more tailored for us. So I think we are moving ahead with this. But at the end of the day, you know, we have, I'm sure, I think it's about 67% of our total trade is now covered by these deals, which we've carried out.
But we want to grow the trade. Isn't that the point? We were going to grow the trade with these new reinvigorated trading partners once we were outside the EU.
Yes, and that's what we're doing. We're moving forward to do a trade deal, for example, with the US, which is one that's failed to be achieved.
How quickly do you think, though? I mean, how quickly?
It's a big deal. I mean, it's 14% of our total trade, and so we've got a lot of things to get through. But
I just wanted to pick you up in a minute on that. But Stephanie Flans, you're shaking your head about the idea that we're going to do a quick turnaround American trade deal.
But even if we did, imagine if we got a deal, a fantastic deal with the US, a fantastic free trade deal with the US tomorrow. Our economists looked at this, and you would need at least 4 or 5 Americas to do a deal with in order to just replicate the kind of the trade that we might have potentially lost from leaving single market. If you look at what we've just the straightforward cost to trade of making it more difficult to trade with our biggest trading partner, you need to find 4 Americas to do a really good free trade deal with. And unfortunately, if you look around the world, there is only one America. There's only one economy that we could get that kind of benefit.
So let's just quickly talk about financial services sector. We've got a memorandum with the financial services, but we don't have a deal. Does that matter?
I think on financial services, we knew for a long time that it had been left out of the detailed negotiations of the last couple of years, and that there was going to be quite a lot of movement, as Mark Garnier said. There's parts of financial services that we've already seen gone. And I think even if we did find some kind of arrangement with the EU on this, and they show no desire to make it easier for us to sustain our position, whether or not that's in their interest, they haven't shown any desire to do that. We have seen quite a lot of London's business and its sense of being a major global financial centre already kind of seeping away over the last few months. We had there are polls suggesting that only 1/3 of financiers now think that the city is the world's preeminent global hub. And
let me just put this to Emily Thornberry, a counterpoint which comes from PricewaterhouseCoopers, who say that the UK has overtaken India as the world's 4th most promising growth opportunity. And foreign direct investment generally has always been an attractive destination. The FDI has actually held up.
Well, let's see. I mean, I think there are many advantages for people investing in the UK. Of course, there are, and many people want to live here, and for every reason, you know. So it isn't just always, you know, kind of pounds and pence quite often. But I think in the end, when it comes to trade deals, as Stephanie has said, the question is there enough trade around the world to make up for any losses that we may make in trade with the European Union? And the second point is, at what cost? So, you know, which countries are we prepared to make deals with, and on what basis? Are we prepared to protect our agriculture, for example, if we want to do a deal with America that has very different food production standards? What are we going to do about protecting access to patient data for the National Health Service? What about data generally? There is a whole lot of questions when we're coming to making deals with other countries that have culturally very different approaches to these things and very different economies.
Thank you all very much indeed.